Hey guys, so it's Free Coaching Friday today. A little bit different scenery going on. But a little late today too. So I'm still dealing with a migraine recovery. I definitely say that I think the migraine is gone now. It's just more of the recovery fatigue that I deal with after having it, which can last a couple days. So I know that I have to take it easy. Hey Nicole, thanks for joining. I'm just doing my Free Coaching Friday today. But I was just talking about, with my migraine and just recovering, I need like a couple days to actually just come back, like rebound a little bit. So anyway, that's why I'm a little late today. I usually like to do these around 12 o'clock on Friday. So what I wanted to talk about today was intermittent fasting, because I know it's been kind of, I guess you could say trendy, like a trendy way of dieting, and people tend to look at it that way. But I really would say that that it's not really a trend anymore, because so many benefits have been found and studies have been done on it. And it's not just for weight loss. And the reason that I am a believer in it is it really does help with inflammation. And with having MS, I deal with inflammation. So many of us do, right? We all have something going on. So I just thought it would be beneficial to just share, the benefits of it. So when you're doing intermittent fasting, and I am not one for having like a 4-hour eating window, not realistic and not good for you. I do between like a 14 to 16 hour fasting period. So I'll have like an 8-hour window of eating. That's what I tend to stick with. Some days it's give or take. There's nothing perfect happening with following that, but I try and have a guideline to stick with. And it does help me a lot. With intermittent fasting, obviously, when you tighten up that window of eating, you're not going to be eating as much. And that's the biggest thing for the weight loss factor for people. It does help keep your appetite in check, because if you're sticking to a regular schedule with it, your body kind of gets adjusted to when you're eating, and you're not going to be having all those cravings that you normally would. That ties into the whole blood sugar roller coaster as well. Hey guys, thanks for joining. I see we have Ron and Kirsten and Karen. Thanks guys. So just talking about intermittent fasting. The nice thing about it is you do experience less blood sugar spikes when you are fasting, when you're trying to stick to that maybe 8 to 10 hour window of eating, which is hugely beneficial, because, that's, you don't want to be putting yourself at risk for type 2 diabetes. Not a good situation to be in. So that is a definite benefit. Another one is your skin, which is a lovely benefit. They say that it's like an anti-aging factor with intermittent fasting, which I love. They say it can reverse your years, basically. So that's pretty awesome. And I know that has a lot to do with, with your cell levels and your white blood cell levels, and just giving them that recovery time. But I love that, because it just, your exposure to free radicals, obviously can damage your skin cells. And this is kind of helping you recover that, withstand the damage, I guess, from oxidative stress that we expose ourselves to on a daily basis. And it keeps your skin smoother and firmer. And that's what we want, right, ladies? The other thing is that it does help with like muscle recovery, especially if you're doing any kind of, strength training workout, which is huge. So just keep that in mind. It really helps it gives your body that time to kind of do the recovery process, which you need to if you're looking to build any kind of muscle mass or just general toning. So really important. Big one for me is brain health. It helps a lot with cognitive function, and I struggle with that a lot with the MS. Sometimes I just forget my words. I'll forget the word to say to something. I mean, it's silly, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, you're getting older and this is normal. But that's something that I've been dealing with, for like 20 years since I was diagnosed. So the cognitive function, or just being able to focus on something. Sometimes I have to read something over like 3 and 4 times. So it's just really important to have, a benefit like this with intermittent fasting to help with the cognition of being able to process a simple concept of any nature. So anything that's going to help me with that, I'm all in. The other benefit is just your heart health, which is huge. It can lower your levels of the bad cholesterol, like your LDL, by 32%. I mean, that's pretty significant. Anything that we could do to help with our heart health is huge. The other interesting factor that I saw, and that I, with all the nutrition stuff that I'm looking into all the time, liver function, and it actually helps protect you against fatty liver disease, which is huge. Again, because your body's having more time to kind of digest and do what it's supposed to do naturally before we keep kind of refueling ourselves with more food again and again and again. You're giving your body that time to absorb everything that's supposed to before we start flooding it with more nutrients and things. So it's pretty interesting. The fatty liver disease, I find, is becoming more and more prevalent. And maybe it's just as I'm getting older, I'm hearing more and more about it, and other people that I know, friends, family, are coming across being diagnosed with that. So and then the other factor is just like the belly factor. When you're fasting for like 12 to 14 hours, your body's shifting from burning glucose for energy to burning fat. So it helps, remove any kind of stubborn belly fat, which so many of us women, especially as we're getting older, things tend to settle in that area. So this is just a great way to go about it. My suggestion is to go slow if you're ever considering doing intermittent fasting, and maybe start at a 12-hour window, 12 hour of fasting, 12 hours of eating, and then you can work your way up. Like I said, I am usually like a 14 to 16 hour of fasting, and 8 to 10 hour of eating, depending on the day. I am not super strict about it. I'm mindful about it, not strict about it. But it is something to just keep in mind if you're trying to reduce inflammation, and if you're at risk for any of the things that I talked about, like the fatty liver disease, any kind of heart health issues. And I mean, obviously, like I had said in the very beginning, it's a great way to lose weight because you are, eating less food within that restricted window. So that's what I have to say about intermittent fasting. So I think there's a lot of good to it, as long as you don't go extreme. I am not an extreme anything with dieting. And as long as you're still getting all the nutrient-dense foods that your body requires, that's what's most important. Oh, hey, Justina, thanks for the question. Yeah, so it all depends. They say that like the 12 to 8 hour, so or the 16 to 8. So if you are fasting for 16 hours, and then eating within the 8 hour window, that you're probably going to see the most benefit with the results that you're looking for, whether it's for weight loss or for inflammation. And I would say specifically inflammation, since that's my big thing, I would recommend a 16-hour fasting window and an 8-hour eating window. That would be your best bet. But thanks so much for asking. Great question. And if you're looking to reduce inflammation, that's the way to go. And like I was saying, keep eating all those vegetables. Like the more color, the better. The more polyphenols you have. Lots of veggies, lots of fruits, especially right now with the warm weathers. You're eating, at least I want to eat lighter. I don't want to eat like real heavy meals, and I just love having a salad. I love having fruit. I love my smoothies. So just be doing all that and getting all those nutrient-dense foods into your diet. That's huge. And just staying active is wonderful as well. So if you guys have any other questions, you know where to get me. So just shoot me a message in Messenger. I would love to help you out. You can also check out my website. It's christyhealthcoach.com. I think I have over 100 recipes. I just sent over my newest recipe, which is my chicken sausage skewers with veggies on them. Super easy to make. It's like a 30-minute recipe, and you could grill. It's a lovely thing to have outside. Oh, are you, Justina? Okay, cool. Yeah, feel free to reach out to me. So if you have any questions, like I said, send me a message, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe and stay hydrated this weekend. Take care.